Welcome back to the post-lunch session on the last day of this FDP. So before we get started, let me just briefly introduce to you the resource person for today afternoon session, Dr. Satish Singh. Dr. Satish Singh is with the Indian Institute of Information Technology, Allahabad. He is an associate professor with the Department of Information Technology from the year 2013. Previously, he served with the Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering with JP University of Engineering and Technology, Pune, for a period of 7 years. He has about 16 years of professional experience in various capacities. His areas of interest include image processing, computer vision biometrics, deep learning, and pattern recognition. Presently, he is heading the Computer Vision and Biometrics Lab at IIIT Allahabad from 2015 onwards. His group is involved in the R&D of the signal and image processing, vision and biometrics, algorithms and systems. He has supervised 6 PhDs and 34 master students in his research career, and presently he is guiding 9 PhD and 6 master students on the area in CVBL. Dr. Singh and his group published about 60 research articles in various IIIT, ACM transactions, journals and international conferences of repute. He is the principal and co-principal investigator of many projects funded from various government funding agencies, primarily Ministry of Defence, Ministry of Education and Home Affairs, Government of India. Dr. Singh is holding the responsibilities as local coordinator, Global Initiative of Academic Networks, GYAN by MOE, Government of India. He is the Nodal Officer, Scheme for Promotion of Academic and Research Collaboration with the Ministry of Human Resources and Development. He is the convener for Departmental Postgraduate Committee and Associate Dean in charge for Ranking and Accreditation, Library and E-Library. Dr. Singh is also involved in academic and research outreach activities and is presently serving as an Associate Editor, IIT Image Processing, Associate Editor, International Journal of Pattern Recognition and Artificial Intelligence, Lead Guest Editor of Special Institute issue of Springer's Neural Communications and Applications on Computer Vision and Image Processing. He is the guest editor of special issue of Springer's Nature Computer Science on recent trends in computer vision. He is also the guest editor of special issues of Springer's Nature Computer Science on progress in processing. These are just a few to mention about his achievements. So we are very honored to have Dr. Satish Singh with us today. And this session will continue with where Dr. Purohit left off in the morning. It will be a continuation of assessments. So I request Dr. Satish Singh to take over from here.
Thank you, madam, for introducing me to this faculty audience here. In morning session, we have seen many things and we got some bird's eye view of flexible academic program and many other like those. All flexible academic activities which are being adopted by the IIIT. So here I will discuss on some issues, but these discussions are very strict. Okay, I'm not talking about some general discussion, but the things which we are doing at IIIT Allahabad in certain courses. So in certain courses, obviously the courses which are taken by me. So few mechanisms which we have adopted just to have some better outcomes. Okay. So I will discuss on 3 aspects. First one is the key points or the practices which are adopted for some basic course, or you can say some core course like computer organization and architecture. So normally this course is at first year level. Okay. At some places they are third semester level. Okay. And the second one is we adopted some different assessment method just to extract some research based outcomes, like in the form of some publications, some papers, while teaching the elective courses. So I will talk about the course on deep learning, which was taken by me and my group. So we have adopted some altogether different method to assess the students. Okay, so we have adopted one methodology, that is challenge and reward mechanism. We are calling as challenge and reward mechanism. We are very well aware of this reinforcement learning. Okay, some I hope we want to learn how to ride the bicycle. Okay, so normally nobody is there. Every kid used to learn themselves. Exactly the method which is adopted in this particular course of deep learning, which is some advanced level course, we have developed not very big thing. Some process has been adopted. That's it. Okay, and we call as challenge and reward policy to assess the students. And the third thing I will discuss about the feedback mechanism. If we are trying to teach, or we are trying to discuss or deliver something before the students. Okay, obviously content is important, the teacher is important, at the same time students are also important. Then how to just collect the feedback, and what should be the component of the feedback, and why we should have the feedback, whether to assess the capabilities of the teacher, or whether to assess the content of the course itself, or whether to assess the capabilities of the students, whether they have learned something or not. Okay. So in that direction also, I will discuss which we have adopted for our course. Because I am talking in discrete terms. Okay, every teacher may have different method of teaching, different method of evaluation or assessment. Okay, so I am talking in personal capacity. That's it. So this is not general. So here presently I am associate professor at IIIT Allahabad, and here it's written professor basically. So there is a slight mistake. So I will talk about the computer organization and architecture. This is very specific to computer organization and architecture. Probably many of you might have gone through that course. To this course. Obviously, there are some other faculty colleagues who are changing basically. Every time we are 3 faculty members who used to take this particular course. So in this case, in this course, the course on computer organization and architecture is a second semester undergraduate IT course basically. This course is also offered to IIT students, that is business informatics students. Very recently at IIIT Allahabad we started one specialization. So directly we are taking the admission in BTech IT as well as BTech BI. This is very basic course. Every students used to study this course. All computer science and engineering students have to study this course. Okay. This is 4th credit course. So as defined by Dr. Purohit in the last session, we do have this L, T and P. So 2 hours, 2 credits for the lecture, okay, and 1 credit for the tutorials and 1 credit for the practice. Basically LTP. So earlier he talked, so normally P, here the meaning of P is simply the practice. Okay. If it is practice, then there is no meaning of the boundaries. 25 students. And every section is having around 100, 607 students. So we divide all these 300 plus students into 3 sections equally. Okay. Total 3 faculty members are associated per batch. Means there was a question also, if multiple faculty members are handling different sections, okay, then what are the problems and how to normalize those issues? How to take care, how to do the coordination and many things. If these kind of classes are happening, then obviously those issues are there. And how we are handling, we can discuss. I'm not saying that those are the universal methods. Okay. And in this course, 8 TAs per section. So roughly for 100 students, there are 8 TAs, and these TAs are MTech students, mostly the MTech students. Okay. The role of these TAs is to help the teachers. Means first, it is required that all those TAs will attend your class. Okay, over and above their classes. So normally, the senior year master students are most appropriate students because at our place they are having very less load, very less teaching load, and more emphasis is given on their this thing. This is what, because in IIIT Allahabad we start and take thesis work from second semester itself. So normally they get 3 semesters to mature their work. And it is expected that every student should produce some knowledge. Okay. What is knowledge engineering? Normally, what is the purpose of doing the projects? Okay. Every student used to do some project. Means to map the knowledge with real life problems. Okay. How to map, how to solve the issues, or how to do something new. Means how to derive some knowledge from the knowledge which they have already acquired. This is knowledge creation. So knowledge creation in the form of UG, PG projects or cases or PhD research. So this will the students use to create the knowledge. Okay, so knowledge creation is of prime importance in case of masters and PhD. Obviously, in PhD there are certain regulations. If you're not able to follow, your degree will not be awarded. That's it. But for masters at department level, we have created this thing that they have to produce some knowledge. At the same time, this knowledge is useless until it is disseminated widely. So, what are the ways to disseminate? You have documented your knowledge in the form of thesis or report, and you can keep in the library. That's it. Nobody is going to refer this. Then what are the ways to disseminate this knowledge? You need to publish somewhere. Okay? Maybe a very small conference, a community skill, maybe you can go for the journals, you can go for the patents, some copyrights for some software related work, or so. So this is the meaning of the actual dissemination of the knowledge, which is actually required. Okay. So 8 years per section, and every section, as pointed out by Professor Purohit in the last discussion, is having 100 students. Those 100 students will be divided into some smaller group of maybe 25 students per subsection of per batch section wise. This expansions, we used to study the expansions like sin x cos x in the form of a series. So what is the use of this series in computer science. Why? This particular topic was taught to the students. Okay? So normally what happens, students are not able to correlate what was the purpose of the course at some previous level or in future itself. So that's why it's very necessary that you show where this course is going to help you in the future. Okay, like the same question. What was the use of this series expansion for the computer science school? So if I say write a program or write a code to find out the sign, normally we use sin x, cos x, this and that. Then without expansion you cannot program it, isn't it? If you don't know the expansion, you cannot not write the code for finding the sin x, cos x, log x or something. All those things. Is it possible? No, it is not possible. You need to adopt this. Then only you can write the code. So similarly, why to learn is very important. So normally, we used to devote 1 hour to 2 hours in first class to discuss all those things and to know about the students. What are their flavors and what are their expectations as well. Means just to connect with the students. Syllabus may be completed. I mean, don't try to complete the syllabus from the first interaction itself. If you are in sync and they understand your language, then it's very easy to communicate. Okay? It is very obvious that in future it may require very less time to not only complete the syllabus but to impart the knowledge, whatever you want. So that's why this is very important. What to learn, you need to define. Why to learn, sufficient motivations has to be presented to the students and to correlate all future courses which are obviously based on that particular course. How much to learn? This is endless. Somebody used to talk about the computer organization, somebody computer architecture, advanced computer organization architecture in books. Lot of material is there. And every day, if you try to browse through about the processors, every day you're getting some new and new processors. Can you teach all those things? You cannot teach. Nobody can teach all the advancements which are happening nowadays. So ultimately you have to restrict something, somewhere. So you draw your boundaries. Okay? You draw your boundaries so that nobody should challenge you. I mean, we follow this. Otherwise we cannot answer. Everything we cannot answer. So we have to draw the boundary that this is our boundary and we are going to learn this much. But obviously, if we go through this thing, then in future you will get some help. So how to learn? This is also important. Okay. So whether only classrooms will be sufficient, whether some group discussions are required, whether you need to go through some assignments. Okay. So how to learn? They write the code, they will show the results, and then increase the level of complexity. Can you simply compare and tell them, can you write a code which requires minimum number of lines? Okay? Which requires minimum number of lines. Why? Because its memory requirements will be minimum. Or which requires minimum time at the time of execution, when we execute the code. Then thinking comes into the picture. Okay, so that's why if the person doesn't know about this particular subject or this particular course, cannot use or cannot exploit its capabilities fully. You talk about the algorithm design. Algorithm design is based on this computer organization architecture. You talk about the compiler design. You talk about the programming and other things. Okay, we talk about high-level language, maybe C, C++ or whatever. But at the end, what has to be done? You need to convert it into binary, and then this should be the most efficient representation in terms of the size and in terms of the execution time. So you need to correlate that in future you are going to study these courses, and if you don't know this course, you may face certain problems. So this way we used to discuss. So what are the learning goals? Is what is expected from the course, and how to access the learning goals. Assess. So how to assess means here the role of teacher is important. Learning goals are decided by the instructor itself. Means what to assess. So there is a single assessment. The meaning of assessment is very simple. What the goal has been decided, whether the students could achieve that goal or not. How closer they are from the goal. This is the meaning of assessment. If they are not able to achieve, so relatively you can assess, okay, he is very far away from the goal, he is very near to the goal. That's it. Or they have already achieved the goal. So this is the meaning of assessment. If you are going to assess a student, your goals, learning objectives should be very clear. Otherwise, everything is some useless